Hi guys, I'm Tala, aka Modern Maternity, and I'm using this as a way to get our infertility story out there. It can feel like a really lonely place as a couple trying to conceive and dealing with infertility, and I feel that by sharing our story, it'll really help a lot of people feel that no, that you're not alone. A lot of people struggle with infertility, and I think it's really helpful for all of us to tell our stories and to learn from each other and to support and grow with each other. So basically, my husband and I, we've been together for 13 and a half years. It'll be 14 years this June. We'll be married about 8.5 years. And we started to try to conceive 2 years ago. I got off the pill at the time, and all the things that I read, it said, if you're under 35, you should only seek fertility help after a year of trying, which we did. We went to a fertility specialist recommended by some friends who actually conceived through IUI with him, and we got all the blood work up and semen analysis and everything. My husband was really good with his sperm analysis. As far as on my end, my prolactin level was too high. So I had to get on Parladel or bromocriptine in order to lower that. And if you don't know, prolactin is a hormone produced in pregnant or breastfeeding women. So my RE, reproductive endocrinologist, thought it possibly was a cause of why I probably wasn't ovulating because of it. So I actually ended up getting on the medication. I also got an MRI to make sure I didn't have a prolactinoma, which can cause this as well. And it's a tumor that's on your pituitary gland, and it can cause, this extra level of prolactin. Fortunately, I didn't have that. So by taking this medication every day, it has lowered it. And I also got an HSG test done at that time, which was to make sure my tubes were not blocked. And that that was free and clear too. My tubes were not blocked. So after those two things that happened, I figured, okay, might as well try on our own for a bit. I had heard that after the HSG, you're most fertile after 3 months. And also after taking the bromocriptine for a while, I'd also heard that you could possibly conceive naturally. So I continued down that path for about 6 months. Unfortunately, nothing happened. And the beginning of the year happened. We're really lucky that my husband's insurance does cover IVF. Of course, there still is a lot of cost because of our deductible, and then the cost of the medicine and everything else that we want to do with it. But we are fortunate that actually up to 4 egg retrievals are covered through Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, which is really nice. So we thought, you know what, nothing has worked. We actually, this past December, wanted to try an IUI. I got put on Clomid for 5 days, and then when I went in for my day 10 ultrasound, the RE said that my uterine lining wasn't thick enough. I think it was at like 4.5 millimeters, I think it is. Not centimeters, which wasn't thick enough for, a little embryo to stick. So he actually canceled that IUI. And so then after that, I figured, you know what, let's just go for it. IVF has way higher percentage of working, and I'm like, you know what, just go in feet first. So that's where we are now. We decided to do an IVF cycle. And so we're really excited. We're hoping this will end in a positive result instead of the negative results after the past 2 years. And so I'll keep you guys updated on our journey. And I appreciate any advice or words of encouragement. So I really just, like I said, wanted to get our story out there and help anybody that's also struggling with infertility.